Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. Additional Brazilian variant of COVID-19 detected in Trinidad and Tobago. This story takes the lead in our 1098th edition of Caribbean Perspective for Monday 26th April 2021. Details after this break.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. There are now 4 cases of P1 or Brazilian COVID-19 variant in Trinidad and Tobago. The Health Ministry confirmed 3 new cases on Friday, and it's urging the public to be extra vigilant at this time. Of the 3 new Brazilian variant cases, the ministry says 1 is a minor. TV6's Jewel Brown reports.
On Friday, the Health Ministry urged the public to be extra vigilant at this time as the P1 variant, otherwise known as the Brazilian variant of COVID-19, has been detected in 3 additional COVID-positive samples in Trinidad and Tobago. The Health Ministry's announcement of the 3 new Brazilian variant COVID cases was made just 4 days after it announced that the first case of the Brazilian variant was confirmed in Trinidad and Tobago on Monday. The Health Ministry also said it is important to note that the cases have not been geographically or epidemiologically linked to the previously identified P1 variant case or to each other. The BBC has reported that the Brazilian variant, along with the UK and South African variants of COVID-19, may be more contagious and dodge immunity to some extent. The Health Ministry said the 3 new P1 variant results were confirmed on the night of Thursday, April 22nd, by the team at the University of the West Indies that conducts genetic sequencing on COVID-19 positive samples. The ministry had said on Monday that the first Brazilian variant result was from a sample taken from a COVID-19 patient in the Nariva-Mearo County and was sent via the Caribbean Public Health Agency to the University of the West Indies laboratory. The Health Ministry had also said on Monday that contact tracing required to restrict the spread of the variant had already begun, and additionally, the public is reminded that all quarantine protocols remain in place to ensure the continued protection of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. On Friday, the Health Ministry said of the 3 additional COVID Brazilian variant cases, 2 are nationals and 1 is a non-national. It also said that 1 of the P1 samples came from a person under the age of 18 years and that the variants were detected in cases from the Caroni, Victoria and St. George West counties. 2 of those counties, Caroni and Victoria, were identified by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley as areas of spiking community spread of COVID-19 in general before Easter when he issued a statement on Wednesday. Without mentioning the Brazilian variant, Prime Minister Rowley rejected what he called any attempt to misrepresent the facts and the placing of blame on Tobago for hosting a few thousands who chose to spend their time in that part of the nation with family and friends or just strangers enjoying the ambience that exists there. Dr. Rowley said subsequently the 3rd most affected zone was St. George East, and the Chief Medical Officer's data sheets on Wednesday confirmed that the areas of accelerating increases of confirmed viral infection continue to be County Caroni, County Victoria, and St. George East. On Thursday, Kirk Megu, the Public Relations Officer for the opposition UNC, responded to Prime Minister Rowley's statement on Wednesday regarding the COVID surge that to set about to separate the people of Tobago or their tourism economy for special hatred is misleading and just plain wrong.
No one ever blamed Tobago for the COVID spike. We blame Keith Rowley and his policies. Keith Rowley's mind twist that into national scapegoating, attempting to pit Tobago against Caroni and Victoria.
As for the now 4 cases of the P1 or Brazilian COVID variant confirmed by the Health Ministry as of Friday, the ministry said all contact tracing and isolation procedures are in progress and being managed by the relevant county medical officer of health with the aim of containing these variants of concern. Jewel Brown, TV6 News.
The government of Antigua and Barbuda says it will rename Mount St. John's Medical Center in honor of national hero and former Prime Minister Sir Lester Bird next month. Cabinet notes say a 3-member cabinet committee will determine the date and time for the event. The announcement after Sir Lester's family revealed a lower leg amputation was carried out after a toe infection had progressed. Prime Minister Gaston Brown and other cabinet members have already visited the recovering 83-year-old retired statesman.
It is expected that over the next few days that each of us will have an opportunity to go and sit with him to ensure that he knows that his health and wellness is a part of our general concern.
Information Minister Melford Nicholas says the government assures Sir Lester of continued support.
It is going to involve some adjustments by him and for the caregivers that he has available to him. And the government continues to look to his comfort in his winter years, as we would as well do for any person who have served in that particular role as Prime Minister.
Governor General Sir Rodney Williams first announced plans to rename the hospital in Sir Lester's honor during the 2018 throne speech. The World Health Organization has advised people to take the COVID-19 vaccines that are available to them.
The world doesn't have enough vaccine right now to immunize everybody who needs the vaccine. So we have a really simple answer to this question, which is when you're offered vaccine, you should take the vaccine that you're offered. We have a number of vaccines that have been demonstrated to be safe, efficacious, and to be manufactured with high quality. And so any of these vaccines are ones that are going to actually protect you.
The United Nations health body was responding to an ongoing move by some to weigh the efficacy of the various vaccines on the market to determine the right fit.
If you live in a country where there's more than one vaccine in the program, you should consider yourself lucky that you have access to the vaccine. And when it's your turn to actually get vaccine, that's the time when you should get it and accept what vaccine is offered to you.
Dr. O'Brien says those with access to a vaccine are fortunate and those with a choice are doubly so.
We're in the midst of collecting information about these very rare events that seem to be happening in the sort of 1 per million, 10 per million kind of frequency. I think it's important for people to remember that the reason that we're vaccinating is because we're in the midst of a pandemic and we all have risk of COVID infection and COVID disease that exceeds the risk of these very rare events.
The head of vaccines at WHO says there are understandable concerns about the side effects of the vaccines, but the benefits far outweigh the risks.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
The director of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, Dr. Carissa Etienne, on Wednesday said, misinformation is one of the most serious threats to public health, and it is most damaging when it fuels vaccine hesitancy. She said reports of very rare unexpected side effects from some COVID-19 vaccines should not make people hesitate to get immunized. The vaccines delivered through COVAX have been thoroughly assessed by the WHO experts. The benefits of these vaccines in preventing infections, hospitalizations, and deaths outweigh the risks of side effects, Etienne noted. Because unreliable information spreads quickly, PAHO is collaborating with tech companies like Twitter, Google, and Facebook to address fake news and ensure the public can easily find accurate information, she added. The PAHO director said the tragic milestones of more than 3 million deaths from COVID, nearly half of them in the Americas, is a reminder that we must do more to protect each other because the virus continues to be a threat in every corner and every community across the region. Dr. Etienne said in the last week alone, the Americas reported more than 1.5 million new COVID cases and nearly 40,000 deaths. COVID vaccines don't provide instant protection. Our bodies take time to build up immunity to the virus after we are vaccinated, and we won't see their full impact until more of us are protected. Let's remember that with the limited doses available to us at this time, the priority should be to save lives. Stopping transmission of this disease requires additional measures, Etienne said. The PAHO director noted that in Israel, COVID-19 vaccines were already helping drive down infections, and initial data from Chile and some cities in Brazil indicate a reduction in hospitalization among the elderly, thanks in part to COVID vaccines. But she noted we need more COVID vaccines for our region. We need countries to quickly administer the doses that they have on hand. We need communities to build trust in vaccines. And when it's your turn to get vaccinated, remember, these vaccines can save your life. Vaccination Week in the Americas, which starts this week, is a perfect time to remind all of us of the power of vaccines to save lives. Vaccinations are a collective effort, and the success of immunization campaigns depend on all of us, Etienne said. The Chamber of Commerce in Belize offers to assist with the government of Belize and union talks. On Friday, News 5 Belize asked President Marissa Longsworth if these parties can compromise.
We hope so, and that's part of the reason why we have asked to be direct participants in the process. For the time being, what has been happening is that we equally have been receiving information by way of the media, by way of being forwarded different circulations and correspondences. And so even we don't know all the facts. So without knowing all the facts, it's hard to say where there is room for compromise. However, once we are given that opportunity to get all the facts and to try to reason things out, I feel as though the chamber would be able to find small areas that will compromise, or at least small areas where the realities can be put to the feet of those who may not be, or who may be resistant to some of those realities. And many of those realities exist on both sides. The chamber in this press release has taken no side, because we understand that there are issues on both sides. The problem is not coming to peaceful resolution of those issues, because it carries on, and it affects your activities and your what you want to accomplish at the end of the day until there is that resolution. And so that's essentially where we come in saying, can we be a part of this? If there are things that are not being seen, maybe we can help them to be seen. If there are things that are not being discussed, maybe the topics are a little bit difficult to discuss, maybe we can bring in some research and some facts that can make the discussion a little bit easier. And so that is where we are offering at this point in time to be a part of this process and to be a part of its eventual resolution.
Did you know that your friends and family can now shop at the Food Fair from anywhere in the world, and you can receive here in Grenada? The Food Fair and GrenadaMarket.com now make it possible through secure online shopping and personalized customer service. Simply send your loved ones a list of your preferred items, or let them fill an online basket, and the items will be available for pickup or delivery. Visit GrenadaMarket.com or thefoodfair.gd today for more details. The new norm. Spread the news.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.